Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm not showing that I'm live. So I just asked Dennis and I got no response. You guys, I'm live. Am I live because something funky happened? Um, okay. It sounds like Donna Crow said, yay, here we go. So I'm live. Okay. Hi. Okay. Leah says hi, Delora. All right. So I should be good. Yes. All right. Thank you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have a little bit of technical difficulties here, and I didn't know if it was going to happen. I had this spinning ball of death happening. So just pray I get through this. And I don't mean me. I mean what we're dealing with. Dealing with a really kind of funky Wi-Fi, even connecting directly. Just we have some issues, but that's neither here nor there. Just pray that I get through it. All right, quick announcements. This is a huge show. I've got so much to share. I've done so much work. I don't listen to people. I verify things. You know that. What I'm going to tell you today is verified. You can look it up. I don't say things. If I tell you it's my opinion, it'll be my opinion. Now, I'm saying all this before the announcements just to explain to people that are coming on here like, who's this chick? So that's me. Okay. If I said something is true and then if somebody proves it's wrong, the next show I will tell you, hey man, I don't know what happened to me, but I missed it. This is what it is. Okay. Just so you guys are aware. Okay. So someone, Elise, put up in the chat that she just got tickets to the gathering, the next one, which will be in Ohio 3 days before the election. Wow. Go here. Tickets are free. Just get there. And then the next day, if you travel in, a lot of people fly in or they drive in. The next day at the same church, Dennis and I will be ministering at that service. I think it's at 10:30 or 11 o'clock. So if you want to stay and hang out and be with us the next day, it'll be a little more personal, a little smaller. So, you can do that as well. So welcome. We'd love to have you. Today is Friday, doubleheader. People in the chat call it Double Decker Delora Day. Tonight is Fab 4 over on Rumble, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's called The Shift Has Hit the Fan. I thought that was funny. I laugh. I laugh at stuff like that. Okay, don't get all up in my business now. It's SHIFT. Okay. All right. Fundraiser, Joy and Country. Look at this. I had to wear this today. I had to. With what I'm talking about and with Independence Day yesterday. This is a raglan sleeve. This is called Freedom for All Tri-Blend, 3/4 sleeve. It also comes with black in here and gray sleeves. Okay. So, it has the words of the Declaration of Independence on the bottom. It's got like a distress flag on it. It says Freedom for All. This is what Jenna did for the 4th of July sale. This tee is discounted 15% today only until midnight. This is an original to joyandcountry.com. Plus, there's a July 4th site-wide sale, so you can get like an additional at least $5 or more off. Okay. Also wearing, here's what she said next. These have been out of stock, guys. Faith, Hope, Love. You see? It says Faith, Hope, and Love. They're stones. They're like marble. And this is very heavy. I mean, you could give these, this could be 3 gifts. These things are incredible. We can't keep them in. She couldn't get many for a long time. Let's see if I can show you. And so it says Faith, Hope, and Love. And she's got them in again. Okay. And there's July 4th sales. So just go there and this. Then also, God's Got This dog tag. I told her I wear this with this. That's what I do. They've got a round one as well. I do like the dog tag, even though I don't like being called with the dog. I don't like that word dog tag. I don't know if you guys know what it means, but that's what it says. God's Got This. She said it's also available in a circle and also with a silver background. and also can come in gold. Okay. Now, she said all these items are linked in the YouTube description below. That's the easiest way to access them. Or you can find them on joyandcountry.com and just click on Delora's Closet on the top. And it's all linked together. She said we got a lot of discounts on the site this week for July 4th. Site-wide sale going on up to $25 off your entire order. Daily deals, like this is the daily deal. Deep limited time discounts, like the Freedom for All, okay? And it ends at midnight. It's actually 15% is $6 off. Check out the website for the daily deals, large banner on the top. Remember, you buy this, you get $6, then you get the other discount. Free shipping, always free shipping. So you don't pay for any shipping for any of this. And these are heavy. So you don't pay. Free US shipping. And for those that are first time buying, put in the code WELCOME10 and you get an extra 10% off. Okay, so let's get this party started. Okay, oh God, I got like 14 pages of notes. So just pray I get through this. Today is about the Constitution. Now, there are people online that talk about this all the time. Some of it, I've checked and it's not 100%. Others, it's like, So I've never done one of these ever. Even on Rumble, we've never gone down the about talking about the Constitution and what it means and what's going on with it and what does it mean for us in the future. It's a lot to unpack, but a lot of people have asked me to do this. They've asked me to do it so they can show it to their kids. The preamble of the Constitution, I had to memorize when I was in school. That's how different this is. Kids don't even study the Constitution anymore. Now, that said, I don't profess to be an expert. I don't profess to be an expert on the topic. I'm not a scholar. I'm not a constitutional attorney. But I've discovered some things that are of great importance. And as I've said, some of you might have heard some of this, but there's so much more that people don't seem to bring out. Maybe they did. Maybe I didn't see it. But Independence Day, which was yesterday, the 4th of July, is a federal holiday in the United States of America. And it commemorates the ratification of the Declaration of Independence by the Second Continental Congress on July 4th, 1776. That established the United States of America, breaking free from the tyranny of Britain. And we kind of made a full circle there, didn't we? I don't want to jump ahead because I'll just jump ahead. You know, man is man. I don't mean man like male. I mean human. Humans are human. If you're unredeemed, if you're unregenerated, if you seek mammon, money, and that's your God, you seek fame, you seek power, we fall right back into this because men and women are not perfect and not always altruistic, even when they've been voted in to be a voice for the people. I'm not a big fan of government. I believe in little government. So little you can hardly see it. Right now, we're living in big government. And people say, oh, United States, best place to live, best place to live. Listen, I'm not moving. I love it here. I grew up here. I'm a citizen of the United States of America. But I don't like what it has become. Okay? All right, so let me just establish that. I'm going to give you a brief overview of the Constitution just to get a foundation, and then we'll move on from there. I'm going to share some stuff that are mind-blowing. The Constitution is the framework of the United States, or the U.S. federal system of government. The main authors of the Constitution were James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and John Jay. There were other delegates at the Constitutional Convention, but many played a role in drafting the document. Basically, the Constitution was written and signed by a group of delegates in 1787. Declaration of Independence was 1776, which is what we celebrated yesterday. But the Constitution established a republic state of government, not democracy, a republic state of government. That means that representatives do the work who are voted in on behalf of the people. That's why people who know this, when they say, well, we're a democracy, they say, no, we're not, we're a republic. Not that we're crazy people, but there really is a huge difference. A democracy, it doesn't matter what the people say. If the majority of those that are sitting there say, my top is yellow, it's yellow. A republic is people say what they believe. Those that are in the area of that person votes for those that agree with what they believe. Then they're supposed to work out what they stood on in their platform as a person and as a candidate, the outworkings of the people in their area. Okay? That doesn't happen. And it doesn't happen for many reasons. I did a whole thing on lobbying. There's many reasons why this stuff doesn't happen. Now, the Constitution opens with a preamble, and this is what it states, very short. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish the Constitution for the United States of America. I had to memorize that in school, like I said. After the preamble is the articles. There are 7 articles. They establish the government structure and how the Constitution can be changed. It's for another time, way too long. I could do a show on an article. So here's the last one, though. Here's the third part. The preamble, the articles, and the last part are the amendments. I'm going to hang around here a little bit, okay? Very important. This is what made changes to the Constitution or added things to the Constitution, okay? Now, the Bill of Rights, I'm just going to cover, there's 10 of them. That's part of the amendments. The first 10 amendments is called the Bill of Rights, okay? I'm just going to cover a few. First Amendment, freedom of speech. This is why when I say things on here, it's a public platform. Now it's owned privately. So here's where, I'm pushed and pulled here because YouTube is owned privately, okay? Because of the private ownership, they can say, I don't want anyone saying that. But they have filed to get federal help or advantages. Once you do that, they can no longer say they are private. Now it's a public platform and they have no right taking down anyone they don't agree with. I would even fight for someone who is woke, who's a communist, to be able to say what they want on this platform. That's the country we lived in. When I was younger, Berkeley College, which is hyper liberal now, fought for freedom of speech for everyone, even people that they didn't agree with. That's the United States of America. Okay? So, First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, right of the people to assemble peaceably, as in that date in January. That was peaceable. It ended up not being peaceable, but because of people of plants. That's all going to come out. Pelosi already said she is accountable and she's taking full responsibility. That one little piece of information right there will change everything. Now, someone released that. It has to be her daughter. Her daughter was the one filming. No one else filmed it. Or Pelosi herself. which makes you say, why did that just happen then? Who really released that? How do you leak something that only one person owns? Another day, another story. But freedom of the press, okay? Petition for government. Listen to me. For a redress of grievances. Stop. Stop sign. Red. Watch. We can do what? We can petition the government for a grievance. So what is that? What does that mean? Let me give you an example of a redress of redress of grievance. If someone's home was taken from them so that a road could be built, that person could file a formal complaint or petition in court so they can stop the planned road or receive greater compensation of what they deem it's worth than they were offered. How do you do it? Take notes, okay? We should all be doing this, all of us. You file a lawsuit. You can do that. This is why last week when I was talking about treason, I said, could a pro bono attorney please come forward? I want to file a lawsuit that the things that have happened is committing treason. 2, testify before the government at any level, the district level, the local level, school board, congressional meetings in your area. Number 3, submit a complaint to a government agency. 4, contact a government official. Go to your congressman. Say, look, I'm in your area. Sit. Say, you voted this, you voted that, you vote. I never wanted those things. I'll get you 1,000 signatures of people in this area that we didn't want that. Why did you do that? Going forward, guys, look, you want to sit and you want to watch stuff, and that's great. And I will teach you guys how to fish all day long, but you got to make a move. You got to get up out of your chair and you got to do something, because this is the year that everything is going to change. Okay. All right. Number 5, circulate a ballot initiative or referendum for others to sign. So example, okay. The congressman in your area is voting for late term abortions. You're flipped out over it. And maybe the person, maybe he's a conservative, but he voted, he got persuaded, whatever it was. You get 1,000 signatures of people in your district that don't agree with that. You make an appointment with him on the phone. You go sit down, slam that on his desk. You will make a wave. Okay. But we've got to do it. You know what I'm saying? We can't be armchair quarterbacks forever. Okay. Now, if you want to do a lawsuit, it must be filed in the U.S. District Court in the jurisdiction where the incident or accident occurred. Okay. Now, you can do this all by yourself. You don't need an attorney. The government, in the case of what I want to do, I'm going to need an attorney that knows this stuff, because it gets too, it's at a federal level. Know what I'm saying? So the Department of Justice, they will assign an attorney from the Department of Justice, the DOJ. So having an experienced federal lawsuit attorney is really important for what I'm trying to do. Okay. Second Amendment, another one very important, right to bear arms. It says it's necessary to the security of a free state, and this should not be infringed. I don't care if this was made when there was war. What do you think we're in now? What do you think we're in, a peacetime? So this is very important. Second Amendment, we all know that. Now let's go to the Fourth Amendment. We can't know your rights. We can't, or our homes can't, or any place we own cannot be searched, and no warrants are issued without proof. Know that. Know that. They've got to give you proof, even if they bring you a warrant. The Eighth Amendment. Look what happened with DJT. Could you imagine? No warrant. Do you realize? You realize the treason that is going on? Do you realize? Whew. Eighth Amendment, among others, they violated DJT here. Watch this. Excessive bail or excessive fines will not be imposed, nor cruel or unusual punishments inflicted. The Bill of Rights was written because the Constitution lacked limits on government power. They saw where it was going. They knew it was a matter of hardly no time at all that this stuff was going to happen, because men love power. Not men, humans. Humans. A lot of women love it too. And a lot of other love it too. There are other amendments being discussed, like 25th Amendment, okay, which can remove a sitting president if he's deemed to do the job. Now, that gets thrown around. And I love when people go, oh, they just should do the 25th Amendment. And they don't have any idea how that works. Okay? It's not people scream, 25th Amendment, get rid of fake 46. It's not what happens, guys. It has to come from the vice president. Okay? The vice president writes saying they believe, because of this, that the president is not able to do his job. Okay? If the president of the United States writes a declaration and saying he is fine and gives proof, maybe a medical something from the doctor, something from someone that can disprove what the vice president said, they hand that to the speaker, and the speaker accepts it. The president resumes his office, the duties of his office. It's not that easy. It's not like, hey, I want to blah, blah, blah. It's not that at all, okay? Let me give you the 27 amendments simplified, and then I'm going to go on. 1, freedom of speech. 2, right to own a gun. 3, right to not house a soldier. 4, the right not to be searched. 5, the right to life, liberty, and property. No double jeopardy or self-incrimination. Okay? 6, the right to a speedy trial. Wow. I could camp right there for about an hour. 7, the right to a jury trial in a civil case. 8, protection from excessive bail and cruel and unusual punishments. 9, the rights not listed in the Constitution. Now, that is number 9. Let me tell you what that means. It says the rights not listed in the Constitution. It's really important. It's making clear that although individuals have the fundamental rights of above, it's every other right. And what it is it's victimless crimes, okay? Where there is no victim. Freedom, okay? If I own a home, this is what I don't like about HOAs. If I own a home and I want to put a tomato garden on my front lawn, I should be able to do that. I don't care if you don't like it living next to me. Then buy my house and my property. I should be able to do what I want. HOAs say, no. We want everything to look great and perfect. That's what bothers me about HOAs. Sadly, everywhere is an HOA, but that's another story and another day. So number 10, any rights not given to the federal government are given to the states. 11, protects the states from lawsuits. 12, separate ballots for the president and vice president. 13, abolishment of slavery. Now understand how interesting that is. That always goes to say slavery of a person of color, where sadly we are enslaved today. Again, another day, another topic. 14, equal protection under the Constitution of all the United States citizens. 15, no voting discrimination of race. 16, income tax is legal. Oh boy, am I going to go into that one. 17, popular vote for United States Senate. 18, prohibition of alcohol. 19, woman's right to vote. 20, moving of dates for terms of presidency. 21, repeal of prohibition of alcohol. Couldn't make up their mind. 22, limits the terms presidents can serve. That just happened in the last century, so it's not that long ago. 23, Washington, D.C. has the right to vote for president. Now, March 29th, 1961, okay, Washington, D.C. was not a U.S. state. It's still not. It's a district, which means it had no representation in Congress or in the Electoral College. The lack of Electoral College representation was changed with the 23rd Amendment to the Constitution. Okay? 24, no poll taxes are allowed. 25, the succession for presidency shall something happen to the president. That goes to the vice president, speaker of the House, head of the Senate. That's how it goes. Okay? Minimum age voting is 18. Congress cannot get a pay raise until the next term. Now, don't get mad at me. I always say that to you guys because everyone is saying the U.S. is a corporation. That's true, but not like others are saying. So let me break it down for you, okay? If you look up the Organic Act of 1871, this is the one that everybody refers to. And I'm going to go through it, but I'm going to go beyond it, all right? The D.C., District of Columbia, was incorporated in 1871, not the United States, but it created a corporation that was our seat of government representing the United States, okay? So the United States in DC of America is a corporation, but not the whole United States. Our seat of government, which is the District of Columbia, okay? But we cannot stop there. It goes way beyond that. In 1933, I could literally lose my mind over this. This is where it happened. Under the Emergency Banking Act, this is what basically dissolved the federal government as we know it. Okay? With that and the Federal Reserve Act and other government corporations, they recolonized us in essence. Everyone says 1871. That was just the beginning. It's like saying, oh, everything happened in 2020. No. That was just the beginning. So let me explain it to you. 1933, the Emergency Banking Act. It's divided into 5 sections. So I'm going to read it really quickly, but you got to grasp this to move on where I'm going. Title I, it increased. This happened, by the way, because of the created stock market crash in 1929. That was created, okay? That's where all of this started, to get to 1933 to be able to do this. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. Title I, increased presidential powers during a banking crisis to include supervision, controlling all banking functions, foreign exchange transactions, credit transfers between financial institutions, payments by financial institutions, and activities related to gold or silver. In essence, the United States just manages all banking. That's what it does. Is that what it's supposed to do? Is that what the United States, is that what the Constitution says? Wasn't the Constitution really made by our founders to protect us from the government? So along comes the Federal Reserve Act and the Emergency Banking Act. Title II, it extended powers to the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of Currency. It's an independent division, okay, within the Treasury Department. It's responsible for overseeing all aspects of management of financial institutions, market risk, compliance, capital requirements. It limits banks, what they can do, and it impairs their assets. Banks are not private. They're in essence controlled by the United States corporation out of DC. That's the corporation. Title III gave the Secretary of Treasury powers to decide, get this, if a bank needed more capital to sustain itself. So now they're operating as the bank, the owner of the bank, to help them, bail them out with our taxpayer dollars. So I'm getting there. And if more capital is needed, the federal government will get it. So what we're doing is the bank that we bank with and that charges us to bank there, we're also paying taxes to bail them out if they need more money. Such a wonderful thing. Now, wait. Title III brought about the Reconstruction Finance Corporation. That was a new government-sponsored financial institution. See Reconstruction, it's government-sponsored financial institution. See what they do? So that they say, we're not a corporation, we're the government sponsoring the Reconstruction Finance Corporation, whose purpose was to allow the government, who's not a corporation, to lend directly to banks and other federal institutions, including those without access to Federal Reserve credit facilities. But wait, it gets better. Title IV allowed the Federal Reserve to issue Federal Reserve bank notes. That's what we do. That's what we have right now. Federal Reserve bank notes. Now, they're comprised of currency secured by financial assets of commercial banks. But wait, they couldn't let that stand, so they brought about Title V. That is the Emergency Banking Act. It gave, was allowed by the Banking Act to introduce the FDIC, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Federal and corporation in the same sentence? How can it be? And what that does is it provides insurance to depositors. So up to $200, I think it's $200 or $250,000. I don't have that much, so I don't know. It will insure it. So if the bank goes out, you get your money from the government, who's taking taxes from everybody around you to pay you out of their pocket, so that the people in the next town, they can take that money and give it to the people in this town. And the whole thing is a freaking Ponzi scheme and just horrible. Okay? So let me continue. The term U.S. corporation is often used to refer to a corporation that is chartered by the federal government or operates under federal authority. See how they do it? See how they do it? It's like you look at a Target, okay, the Target store. Who owns Target? Joe Smith. But how much of Joe Smith's Target does George Soros own? Oh, 75%. Oh, who really owns Target? George Soros. See how it works? It's smoke and mirrors. It's smoke and mirrors. So let me give you United States Code 28 USC 3002 parentheses 15. This is what the United States means. Find it anywhere. I'm going to show it to you in a second. It is A, federal corporation. B, an agency, department, commission, board, or other entity of the United States. C, an instrumentality of the United States. So that is, now people say to me, oh, it's not a federal corporation, not a federal corporation. It's not. No, it says it right there. Let me show you. Here, I could find a million of these. This is Cornell Law School. Okay? United States means a federal corporation. Go to Cornell Law School. Go anywhere you want. You'll find it. It's everywhere. But this is what it says, okay? The United States federal government also charters and owns corporations that operate to provide public service. These corporations are separate from the federal government. They also, individual states in the United States, charter and own corporations that provide public services. Look, if it walks like a duck, it quacks, it waddles. Guess what, guys? It's a stinking duck. All right? You can call it whatever you want. Our government out of DC is operating like a corporation, and the name United States means a federal corporation. Okay? Now, very fine line here. They walk that line, man. They walk that line. But those who dispute this say this is only for money, is only for those government or people that owe the U.S. money. See, then they classify themselves as a corporation. So they put in U.S. corporation to identify to countries and individuals that owe the U.S. government money, that's who they should give it to. Why not put in United States government? Why do you call it the United States Corporation then? It makes no sense to me at all. I don't know. Am I crazy? I don't know. This leads us, here we go, to the International Monetary Fund. A new corporation. Another one. International Monetary Fund. What this says is that it works to achieve sustainable growth. I love that word, sustainable. Sustainable growth and prosperity for all of its 190 member countries, which the United States is one of. So who funds the IMF? Same people who funds the United States Corporation. Who are we giving it to? You know, those families at the top, the ones that created the stock market crash, the ones that created inflation. Do you know there's no such thing as inflation? There actually is no such thing. It's man-made. All these heights, lows, all this economically, it's all man-made. It's all made up. So silver goes down, goes up, goes down. They regulate it so that you won't make money on silver. So let's go back to 1932, 1933, which I previously explained to you was a very important date. That's when income tax was placed on Americans. Why? To pay off a massive debt when the U.S. corporation went bankrupt. I could go on, but I want to get to the next thing. The House Joint Resolution Act 192. This happened in 1933. It turned our dollar into Federal Reserve debt notes. So we are now given today debt notes. They're all numbered. If they are notes of debt, how can we use them to pay our own debt? Do we pay debt with debt? How does that even work? We were never given lawful money. We were never given. Now, there were silver certificates back where you could turn in and get silver for it. Now that doesn't. You might as well buy a few games of Monopoly and pass out the Monopoly money. Same thing. We're dealing with fiat money. It's backed by nothing. It's backed by air. They make as much as they want. But now let's look into 18 United States Code 8. Look it up. This literally says the United States Corporation is liable for all of our debt. My debt, all of your debt, and we pay the debt back with U.S. debt notes. So we're paying them for debt that they own of us. You see, listen to me, guys. It is the most crazy, incredibly asinine thing I dug deep into this while you guys were having hamburgers and hot dogs yesterday. I was doing this. And the deeper I got, the deeper I went. So when DJT's back in office, and he will be back in office, they will probably go back to common law. And that comes from God, our creator, your unalienable rights. That's for who we are, free people. We're not collateral. We're not property. We're not debtors. We're not slaves to a system. Honestly, we should not have to. When I had kids, I shouldn't have had to get birth certificates and all. Why? So you can follow us through our lives? When all this turns around, when we once again have asset-backed money with gold and silver, then some of what I read in Nasara is going to slowly roll out. We've been following legal law our entire life. We've been programmed. Many have forgotten who we are. Most of us were born into this world already messed up. I know I was. With Independence Day yesterday, I started thinking about how not independent we are. We are still enslaved. That's why when people look at the dot in the circle and not the big picture, it drives me crazy. Let me give you an example. Do you know how many emails I get that goes back to DJT rolling out this fast and how they're very upset that he did that? What you don't, and I can't do it on this channel, but there's a reason he did that. If he didn't do that, you have no idea what we would have been under for 4 or 5 years. You have no idea. But see, they look at that and they don't understand that's a dot. What is going on that he will straighten out makes that look like nothing. These people are stuck. That's where they want you. Do you understand? They want you to be like, well, I'm a Christian, and I'm pious. I wear a bow tie. And I don't want to vote for anyone that had sex with a porn star. Number one, he didn't. It doesn't matter. Do I care? King David committed adultery and then had her husband killed. And God said he's got a heart after me. So don't be all pious on me. Okay? Don't be all pious. We got to remember that we can't get stuck in the weeds. We can't get stuck in these social and cultural situations. We need to understand what has happened to us, and we need to pray about it. We need to speak about the rights that were taken from us, the freedom that was taken. Now, I want to read, I hope I have it. Hold on. No. Oh, what did I do with it? Hold on, guys. I'm going to find it. Why do I do this all the time? I really get upset at myself because I've got so much. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Let me just do this. And then I'll go back to what I was saying. Okay, so we know that Congress created a corporation either called United States or doing business as United States. Okay, so we know, I just explained that to you. For example, United States Postal Service is a corporation. Do you understand that? A for-profit corporation that does business. It was created by Congress. How can Congress create a corporation? Oh, Lordy. They do business as the United States Post Office. It did not become or transform into a corporation. Congress merely created a corporation. They both exist. So let me explain to you what happens. This is here. This is the way I see it, guys. Okay, I'm calling it as I see it. Could I be wrong? Yes. I don't think so. There are two United States, okay? They both exist. There's the United States, the federal government, okay, that we think of as a republic, and that we're believing DJT was clean all this stuff when he gets in November, okay? Then there's the U.S. corporation, United States. I just showed you. Cornell, United States means, this is Legal Information Institute at Cornell Law School. United States means a federal corporation. Okay, so they both exist. Now, look, man I love dearly and worked for many years, said, he prophesied 2 presidents. This is where it comes. This is where you got the U.S. Corporation District of Columbia, okay, that is governed in that area. Congress is there and all that's there. And the guy that we all know is 25 different people, I call him Fake 46. That's where he is, okay? Then you've got United States, the federal government. That, I believe, DJT's got a hand in right now. Is he CIC? I don't know. That's never been proven to me. Nobody has proven that to me. Nobody. Okay? Even people I know in the FBI and NSA are like, So I'm like this with that. I told you that. Don't get mad at me. Don't say he is. You're not going to get me to believe it until I find it myself or somebody can 100% prove it. But I know DJT is maneuvering in the United States federal government outside of the U.S. corporation at the District of Columbia. Okay? All right. So geographically, when used United States, when used geographically, means District of Columbia and the territory. So you got to go to 26 U.S. Code 7701, a parentheses A, parentheses 9 and 10. Okay, you can look them all up. You can just Google it. It's also, if you want to read something really interesting, it's called the Income Tax Challenge. And it's a transcribed interview with David Williams of No Thanks IRS. Okay, something else you guys can look into. Now, United States is not a geographic reference. You got to let that sink in. In the tax code, meaning Title 26 of the U.S. Code, United States means the federal government, parentheses, or the corporation. What's more, in the context of everything, it means we are office holders or employees. Now, Obama said this in a speech. I don't have time to play it. There's too much there. I'm gonna probably post it. Okay, but the United States is the of 50 states. And that's where this began. This really, this only comes up in international matters. The United States of America is an alliance. It's almost like NATO. 50 states are in alliance. All right. It means that is the federal government, the alliance of the 50 states of the Union of the United States of America. The other part is something that has been created by Congress. Congress created many corporations under the United States Corporation out of the District of Columbia. It's a lot to unpack. So what matters, not the dot, not this, that he said, not that this is this, that. None of it matters. What matters is our freedom. We are being enslaved. This has to be fixed. Now I'm going to end with probably the least spoken about clause. It's called the Supremacy Clause. It's Article 6, Clause 2. Go look it up. It says basically everything that's going on with DJT is null and void and is completely unconstitutional. That's why I know he's not going to jail like people are saying, oh, he's going to be like Joseph and go to jail, or he's going to be like this prophet and do this. He's not. He's not. Okay? If he does, I'm wrong. All right? I got no problem saying I'm wrong. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's ever going to happen. But let me read you the supremacy clause, and I'm sure his attorneys know about Article 6, Clause 2. The Constitution and the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything to the Constitution or laws of any state to the Constitution contrary notwithstanding. So, for those that say anything other than that, read them that clause. Tell people to read the supremacy clause. Mr. T's attorneys know this clause. They know it. I'm not the only one. People know this. You cite the supremacy clause and it's over. Just like that. Now, that is a quick, very quick overview of what is going on in this country now and what brought us here, starting in 1776. Within 11 years, they had to redo things. And then they had to do amendments with the Bill of Rights because people were not giving people rights as human beings. This government has to be completely gotten rid of the corporation, obviously. All of these things have to be made privately owned, not owned by a corporation and they create in Congress a corporation like the U.S. Postal Service. All of that should be completely wiped out. And I believe he's going to do it. Look, it's a big ship to turn. It's going to take a bit. But he is not part of the club. And that's the one thing we can stand on. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. Do I think he's God incarnate? Absolutely not. I don't believe any of that. I don't even agree with everything he says. It doesn't matter. This is where we are right now. Okay? You can't go poof and make it all go away. We have to get someone who doesn't care if people like him and will call a spade and see it and call it like it is. And that's why DJT is the best candidate right now and will be elected and really has his pulse on everything that's going on anyway. So that's it. Anyway, that's it. On topic, questions only. If they're not on topic, put 3 question marks and I will answer them. Now, again, I'm sorry if I went too fast and I blew through it, but there's such a thing as rewind, and then you can go look up everything. Yeah, Terry Boards, it could be divided into 4 shows. I didn't want to do that, though. I didn't want to do 4 shows on it. Okay. Let me see. Curious Tadpole, TSAX machine circles something in my bag. I super public cause. They search. I don't know. I don't know about that. It's kind of a little off topic. We've lost most of our rights. I know that. And the problem is they always house it like the Patriot Act. They house it, George W., this is for your best interest. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's just, it's actually very upsetting and really disgusting. Fly Girl, Delora, do you believe our social security numbers are to track us? Fly Girl, social security numbers? How about everything tracks us? They're tracking us now. They're tracking me. Everything, everything. There's not a thing. Listen, if I had the brain I have now, well, I kind of was this way when I was a teen. But if I knew what I knew now, what I would do is probably find some faraway place that nobody knows about. And Dennis and I would raise a family there amongst the palm trees and the beach. It's probably what I would do. Oh, God. Yeah, please stay in topic. Okay. Okay. Queen Esther, good question. Is president coming back as the 45th president or the 19th president? Okay. Again, what I believe. Okay. He's coming back as 47. Once things are changed, then he becomes the 19th. You have to understand, he can't be elected as the 19th because we're still in that system. So the system has to be changed. Queen Esther, great question. Thank you so much. If people understand that, that's the deal. He doesn't suddenly become the 19th of a republic. It doesn't work that way. We're in this. We're in this. He's elected in this. Okay, so he's the 47th president. And then from there, we'll see what happened. Okay, DWD, people that claim to be prophets tell us to eat cake. July 4th was to have been the day when everything turned around. Did it turn around? Do you think they're right? No. No. I know one prophet in my lifetime. It's Prophet Kim Clement. And I got to tell you something, not blowing the horn on my team, but the people, all of us in the gathering team, are very prophetic. Not saying we're prophets. I don't ever go around saying titles. But I just laugh that everybody calls themselves that, and we probably hit it more than anybody. So no, I don't believe that at all. Not at all. Do I believe things are going to be good? Absolutely. But these dates and the dates that have been given, nothing happened out there. I know. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Let me just be quiet there. I get myself in trouble because I really do love everybody, and I really do want to be in unity with everybody. I'm not trying to create disunity. I just don't like when people say things and they really didn't hear from God and they don't come to pass, and then people blame God. I'm an ambassador of the man that's above the firmament. That's who I'm an ambassador to, nobody else. I'm surely not ambassador to anybody that says they think they're that. Okay, how do you envision the rest of the year playing out? Right now, I think, and I said it last week and it happened already, I said on Fab 4 that from this point on, you're going to see miracles that are going to happen that you're going to be like that. And they're happening everywhere. What happened at the debate was, I envision a lot of things being released from DJT. A lot of things being said, no, that's not going to happen. No, he's not going to. Nope, we're not doing this. Nope. I believe we're going to have an election. I believe he is going to win. And from that point on, you got to understand, I have people ask me all the time, why do you feel that way from your gut? Because guys, even though we love each other and we all pretty much agree on a lot of the same stuff, there's an entire world out there that does not. There are many, many people in my family that voted for the one who's in now, and at least in District of Columbia, and they did, and they don't understand all of this. If he gets installed, there will always be a question mark in their brain. That's not the way to go. He needs to, in order to change things, he has to represent all the people. Whether you like them or don't like them, whether you agree with them or don't agree with them, it doesn't matter. They're United States citizens, and they should be allowed to believe what they want, even if I don't agree, even if I think they're nuts. They still have that right, and I'll fight for that right for them to believe what I don't. It doesn't matter. Everybody has to see it happen. That's why I believe there is going to be an election. That's why we are in Ohio, a battleground state, 3 days before. Okay. People say he's going to go to jail and she's so sorry for saying it. I don't believe it. I don't. Look, I want to tell you something. Thank you, Flo, for saying this. If he did end up, let me just give you another thing. Okay. My sister passed from cancer. Okay. 2001, 1 month to the day of 9/11 before. 1 month before 9/11. I believed and prayed and did everything I could and spoke it out and envisioned her well. And I did everything humanly possible, anointed her with oil, believed she was going to get better, believed she was going to be healed until the day that her heart stopped beating. Then I knew she went on to be with the other side of heaven. You understand? I'm never going to even speak that. How dare anybody who believes in that man and believes in what God is calling him as David and believes that. How dare they even speak that? That's what bothers me. Don't even speak it. Why? Because you want to have someone think you're a prophet? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I just marched to a different drummer. I honestly, I'm not making fun of them. Please, I'm telling you, I will stand arm in arm with them. But why? Why do that? Why? I don't know. And thank you. Yes, there is something different between someone who is prophetic and sitting in the office of a prophet. And I'll tell you, there is no one that called it like him. Nobody. Yeah, I don't believe anybody's spot on, Francine. I'm very sorry. I don't. No one I know. Doesn't the overturned decision of the reference open the gateway to Nasara? Somewhat. Real. Let me just say this really quickly. Nasara is this big, and it's been blown up to be this big. Okay, Nasara cannot happen the way a lot of people say it's going to happen, because everyone in the world, no one would ever work again. It's never going to happen like that. The whole country would crash. It's impossible. So that's a whole other, Rhea, thank you for the question. It's a whole other thing. Susan Deegan, Strange July. Oh, you betcha, baby. Strange July. Oh, yeah. Strange July. Hypnotic November. That's what he said. I believe people are going to be like, not even know what they're doing and go in and just vote for DJT. It's so funny. I'm not saying anything about the people you watch. Enjoy it. Okay? You like people, please watch them. You like me, watch me. Just know people have been wrong more than right. That's all. That's all I'm saying. So do not let someone take your brain and flip it. Don't. Hear from God yourself. Make sure it lines up with the word. Just please. I don't want you turning on him, because some of them say if they get it wrong, then, you didn't pray hard enough, or you didn't, it's never, and then they go, well, God lied. God doesn't lie. I don't know. Am I preaching to the choir here, or people think I'm nuts? All right. Salty, crazy Mexican. Constitutional scholars say fake 46 could have Barack Obama's VP step down Obama could step in as president as the Constitution states cannot be elected twice. Thoughts? Okay. Nice, salty, crazy Mexican. Thank you for saying that. There is something no one's talking about, and then I'm getting off. Okay, because I get down this road, I'll go forever. I don't know, guys, this is what you have to do. You have to look into all the bylaws and everything of the Democrat convention, okay? But there is something that there's a law that they have that says this, salty, crazy Mexican. If they go to the convention and no one gets elected to know what there's not a majority. So fake 46 doesn't get a majority. The other ones don't get a majority. Nobody gets a majority. After the election is over, the people that run the DNC can put someone in there, anyone they want. Now, the question is, could fake 46 could have Obama as VP, step down, Obama could be president. Okay, it doesn't work that way, okay? Because the Constitution states right now that a president, it got changed in 1949, I believe, cannot serve more than 2 terms. Actually, 2 terms plus 2 years. So what that means is, say, for example, 2 years ago, DJT, it was found that he really is POTUS, okay? If it was under 2 years left in the term of the presidency, he could serve those 2 and still run in 2024. That's not considered a 3rd term. If it's over 2 years, then he can't. So in the case of this question, salty, crazy Mexican, that is illegal, unlawful, and impossible. Hope that helps. Okay, DJ's said the debate that he is for the abortion pill. I know he was trying to convey the respects for women's rights, but I wasn't disappointed at all. I wasn't disappointed at all. Would I be disappointed, Susie? Are you disappointed that Jesus on the road to Emmaus wasn't honest with the disciples, and they had it and until they realized who he was 11 miles later when they got to Jerusalem? Did Jesus disappoint you with that? See, it's the same thing. Jesus, it was for a greater good. He wants to be elected. Jesus wanted them to develop faith on their own, not just to see who he was. Same thing, different circumstance, same thing. I don't care what he says. I really don't. He's being as slick as they are. It's about time. It's about time. Okay, I gotta go. We need to pray, bind the interference of plans of the enemy. I do every day. 19th, I already said that. You can rewind. I think that's it, guys. Like secret stuff I need to know. Emancipated, that's funny. Wonder if JFK will reappear to back Trump and help those that don't know. Just a thought. Bless you. I don't know. I'm down the middle with this whole JFK stuff. 1999, I believed he was alive. Could you imagine? All those years I believed he was alive until people said he was alive. Now I'm like, is he? Yeah, I tend to be an interesting person. Island Girl, hey, Ms. D, always very informative. Thumbs up, thank you. Remember Schoolhouse Rock? As a 5th grader coming to the U.S. in 69, learned a lot about being a patriot at that age. Yeah, I'd like to say I was just a baby at that point, but we all know that's a lie. All right, did you already do a show about Nasara? Did I miss it? I did comment way back. I think differently about it now. Listen. Tammy, that's what you think. I'm not going to say that I agree with them. I'm not going to, and I might. I'm not going to. There, I don't believe there are others. This is where we differ. I believe people are prophetic. I don't believe anyone today stands in the office of a prophet. I don't. I believe there are a lot of prophetic people. I believe some of them are hearing from the second heaven. We can disagree, Tammy. Honey, it's okay that we disagree. You can like them. I don't have to. And you can still like me, and I can still like you. Because if you start putting, I am of Paul, I am of Cephas, I am of Peter, we're in trouble. And that's what people want me to do. They want me to structure things. I believe in this one. I don't believe in that one. I believe in this one. I don't believe in that one. I'm never going to do it, Tammy. I'm never going to do it. And not a million years. I work for the real deal. And when you work for the real deal, everything else is pale in comparison. That's all. I'm not going to structure it. But let me tell you, honey, I will fight for your right to you listen to anybody you want. Just listen with discernment. That's all. That's all. And I'm going to end on that note. I'm going to end on that note because I'm going down a road that I don't want to go down, because you got to understand it doesn't help us. It doesn't help us as a community. There are people that prophesied that I wouldn't let watch my pet. You got to understand. I know people. I know them backstage. But I'm not, and I won't ever. And it makes me angry that people want me to do it. I'm not going to say, this one no, that one yes, this one no, that one yes, don't do this, don't do that. This is what I know. God turns all things for good. So everything people say, whatever you put in your ears, I've got to believe that God will turn that for good for you, even if you heard wrong. I'm a woman of faith. Okay, I'm a woman of unity. I know all these things. I know, bless you. I know everything. But let me tell you something, okay? You know people in the front. I know people in the back. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And for now, that is the end of my show. That is the end of my show. Now, again, please feel free. Use your freedom. Watch who you want. Watch who you want. Just discern. Discern. I'm not going to tell you who is, who isn't, who's not, who's this, who's that. I'm not going to do it. And because I'm not going to do that, 4 months ago, God spoke to me and said, have no one on your show and you go on no shows. Do you want to know why he did that? Because people then, I'm having people on my show, whether I agreed with them 100% or not, people are like, oh, Delora's having them on the show. They must be okay. Because people trust me. I'm not doing it now. No, I'm not doing it. God save me. So that's all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. Freedom for all. This is it. It's actually got the Declaration of Independence written on the bottom. I love this. And you can get it at joyandcountry.com in Delora's Closet. And you can go right down here and there are links you can get there. God's got this name tag. I just wear these two together. I just love that. That's why I told Jenna this is what I wanted to wear. And those that you love the faith, hope, love, stretchy bracelets. And guys, for those who hate hooks, this does go over your head. You just have to take your glasses off. Just an FYI. Big sale at joyandcountry.com. Shirts of the day. This one today. That's why I'm wearing it. I'm going to wear it again tonight for those people at on Fab 4 over on Rumble, 6 p.m. Eastern. This shirt is 15% off today. It also comes with black here and gray there. Free shipping. Always, always, always. Just go to joyandcountry.com. That is our fundraiser. And I can't answer any more questions, guys. Honestly, I'll be here all day. Just let me end with this, okay? I love our community. I love Christians. I love non-Christians. I actually, if you know me personally, you know that I love people. I don't really care what you are, what you say, what you think, okay? The only time I get concerned, I got to make this a disclaimer, is when people are led astray. And then when things don't happen, they turn on God, okay? So for me, the only one I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I know that stands in the office of a prophet, dead, is Prophet Kim Clement. Personally, saw him behind the scenes, saw him in front of the scenes, went to his house, hung out, we had dinner, I made food for him. That person, I know. I can't say that about anybody else. Our team is extremely prophetic, and maybe at one point things so much will happen, people will say certain people are prophets. I don't know. I know one thing. Prophets are not self-proclaimed. Pastors are not self-proclaimed. Fivefold ministry is not self-proclaimed. You are ordained. I've been ordained several times, okay? That's all I know, and that's all I go by. I love you all. I think you're awesome. I'm going to see you over at rumble.com. If you're not there, go subscribe. Please, please, please. They take people from me. Go to joyandcountry.com and look for this stuff. It's in Delora's closet. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you soon. But remember, no matter what I said, no matter who you like, who you don't like, just always go in the power of God. Ciao, everybody. Love you.